Hare Krishna. Mummy.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavats.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Today will be the bit short class. Okay. Om Agnanatimirandhasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yutapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Krupa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay. So all of you, so I've gone through that link what I gave. 6 lingas.
Yes, Prabhuji. I have downloaded and also noted it down.
Yeah. These 6 Tatpari lingas. So that I want all of you to get this some good understanding on this. And we'll try to learn this. These lingas are very useful. Even in the other places also we can use those. So did I give any other assignment, or did I committed to cover something? So,
yes, Prabhu. So you said you are going to be doing you said you have some kind of a diagram or chart about the yoga ladder, how one is connected to another. You said you will connect, you will cover that also sometime.
Yeah. Oh, acha. That means Gopi Jana Krishna Prabhu was asking, I think, na?
Yeah, yes,
Think,
yeah,
huh?
somebody was asking a question, so you said you
I will
will.
see. I will do in the next class, I said.
Yeah, you said like that. The class before the last you said, and last class you did not get an opportunity. You told at the time that this is something important because it will help us in connecting like all the things. The understanding will be very clear, like that you said.
But actually, today only I did in Bhakti Vedanta class. It is coming in Bhakti Vedanta class. It is coming in the Bhakti Sandarbha. It is coming here. Very same thing. Our transcendental devotee, so Radha Roni Mataji, is all pervasive in all the classes. She is. Mataji, you want to explain to all of us? You want to explain that diagram? No. So Ramakrishna Prabhu, but you are missing na, in the last portion.
Yes, Prabhuji. In the morning, in the afternoon, rather, I would say, after you had discussed about the Dwaram part of it, till that point, I was actually there. After that, I could not be connected.
Yeah. So what should I do? So shall I share that link? So that YouTube, that means today's class is recorded. So Namrich Prabhu, so I think
Yes, sir.
if I give that link, it will be very nice because that is a 11th canto 20th chapter. We were discussing from there, and it is very nicely discussed. So you can take, I will share that, download that file, and I will share that link actually. That will be happening within this week. So I will do that. That will be the good thing actually. Even that is covered in the many times, even in the Bhakti Rasams, in many places I covered that. But so maybe Bhakti Sandarbha lectures, if you are getting, then it is also there in that series. 172 and 71, that Anuchcheda, if you see, there you can easily get this. Also, I can, for others, so like Siddhartha Prabhu and others are there who are not in other courses. So for them, it is useful. So I will be sharing that link actually. I will upload into a YouTube channel and then I will share that link. Okay.
Actually, Prabhuji, just a question. If we read Bhakti Sandarbha Anuchcheda 171 and 172, I have Bhanu Maharaj's translation. Will I understand that?
No.
Okay.
That diagram you cannot get from there. You can get, but it needs a lot of exercise actually. You should do a lot of exercise, then only you can get that. So just by reading it, it's not sufficient. You need guru direction. Yes, Mataji. Okay. So we'll continue our discussion. So I will share that link. If you have questions, even after that, I will definitely discuss. Very important actually, that is. That's the extremely important thing. If you learn that diagram, you can explain any sloka in Bhagavatam. That's very easy. Nowadays, our Bhakti Vedanta students are getting that experience, how to analyze anything using that diagram. Yes, na Prabhu?
100%. You're making
Yeah.
us really fit for it.
Yes.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, Tirumala. Okay. And anyway, our journey is a very long journey. We can discuss even in this also. We'll see whether it comes or not. So we'll do here also. Okay, in the last portion, in the last Adhikarana, what we anyone remember? Just I'm asking. I know you will not remember, but still I'm asking with 1% hope. So, so because anytime that means expectation will lead to the frustration. Better not to expect anything. And if you get something, then you be happy. That's a good thing actually. So that's why. So I'm not expecting so much, but in the last Adhikarana, so the Purva Pakshi's point is, I only explain just to say the answer. Purva Pakshi having his ground. That means to say, so Brahman as Jiva. So he was using some law, that means some reference. I think Kirtida Mataji can answer actually, because she is working on PPT, means she can answer this.
Yes. Prabhuji, last time you were talking about the ground was saying Atharva Shira Upanishad reference, and then why Jiva is not Bhuma and Atma Brahman.
No. Please try to hear very carefully what I am asking. In the previous Adhikarana, that means Janmadhyas Adhikarana, okay, Purva Pakshi is so saying Brahman is here Jiva only, and he is giving the some hetu, ground. What is that hetu?
Oh, sorry, Prabhuji, I don't have the note.
No?
I don't have that note.
Okay, no problem, Mataji. So understood the question? You all understood question, what I am asking?
What is the hetu, the reference, the ground to have the next Adhikarana?
Brahman is Jiva, they are saying. Na? You can see your book also and tell. Who is this Tapta Kanchana Nityananda? First time I am seeing this name.
Prabhuji, in my notes, I had mentioned this, written this point, 251 from
Prabhu, your
Taittiriya.
Ramakrishna Prabhu, your voice is very low.
Prabhuji, are you able to hear me clearly now?
A bit better.
Better, okay. This was from Taittiriya Upanishad 251, wherein Purva Pakshi is saying, Vignanam Brahmached Veda Tasmat Chena Pramadhyati Sharire Papmano Hitva Sarvan Kaman Samashnute. If a person knows Vignana to be Brahman, if he does deviate from that understanding, giving up all sin in the body, he enjoys all desire objects. This must refer to the Jiva. Since
Yes.
Vignana refers to Jiva and Jiva is the subject of meditation.
Yeah,
And
very good. That
Jiva
means in
can
the
become the
Anandavalli, Taittiriya Upanishad Anandavalli, what we are hearing? Vijnanam is, so Brahman, that Brahman is Jiva. So one should inquire about Jiva, like that we are studying in Anandavalli. So quoting that section, so Purva Pakshi is saying here, Brahman means Jiva only. Yes, Kirtida Mataji. Clicking?
Yes, Prabhuji, got it. Clicked.
Got it. Okay. So no problem. So next, what is the answer is given? Namruchi Prabhu. What answer? How Siddhanta Pakshi so reconciled this? It means especially this point. So what is actually we said that, so Siddhanta Pakshi said that, yeah, Brahman is not Jiva. He said he established Brahman is Ishvara only. With many ways he established. So finally, but how to understand this statement? So whatever Purva Pakshi said, yes. So how Siddhanta Paksha is refuting that? So what kind of mistake is done by the Purva Pakshi here? What is the misunderstanding happened?
So last time you mentioned that there are like two, instead of taking the primary, like you mentioned about primary.
Oh no, that's not that. What I'm asking exactly, you should catch and tell that only. What I'm saying, what I'm asking, Siddhanta Pakshi established Brahman is Ishvara. That I'm not asking. That's not at all I'm asking. I'm asking that after establishing Brahman as Ishvara, so Siddhanta Pakshi also has to give proper justification to the Purva Pakshi's misunderstanding. So Purva Pakshi is showing the second Valli, Anandavalli's that section. So Purva Pakshi misunderstood. There Brahman is said as Jiva. So, but what should be the proper understanding?
Because Jiva is in miseries, the explanation you're giving, Prabhuji. Jiva is in 3-4 miseries. No.
Prabhuji,
ऐसा तो
at that
थोड़ा
point,
सा और you all has to work hard. थोड़ा सा, I know all of you very busy because working and also, but I need some more effort.
Prabhuji, there the Purva Pakshi, the Siddhanta Pakshi referred, saying that the understanding that Jiva is Brahman only partial, because the Jiva cannot be the cause of destruction of one's karma in the number 1 part of it. Then it is also referred over here that this is only an intermediary understanding. Unless and until one comes to the point of, first of all, accepting Jiva as Brahman, it opens door to understand the Supreme as the Supreme.
Example?
This was referring to the sunshine and the sun. So when we understand that the particles of the sunshine in itself is the light, but it is not the sun. So similarly, the Jiva is also like that particles of that Brahman, but the real Supreme Brahman is the Lord. So that connection was established by Siddhanta Pakshi.
Very good. Very good. So this is the quite a close answer. Very close answer. So what in that second valley, Brahman is said as Jiva. And also one should inquire that Brahman, which is nothing but Jiva. Why it is said? One should inquire about that. Why it is said? Because actually it doesn't mean that ultimately Jiva should be inquired. It's not the conclusion. First, one should try to inquire about Jiva through that is useful to know about Ishvara. Example is, if someone in his whole life didn't see the sun, and how to make him to understand the sun, so who didn't go outside and still is inside only in the room, he didn't go to the outside till now, to the room of the room, and still he's in the inside that room only. Then how you will make him to understand the sun? But sun rays are falling on some hole to that room. So by seeing those sun rays, by showing that sun rays, you will explain to him. So see these sun rays. So it means having the light and also heat. So in the minute manner. But if you magnify this into the millions of times, then that is nothing but Ishvara. Yes, there the knowledge about the Jiva is helpful to know about Ishvara. Yes, know about to know, not to realize, to know. So to realize you need what? Bhajan. Bhajan karna padega. But to accept the existence of the Ishvara, or at least to understand in conceptually Ishvara, understanding, this is helpful. So in that sense, in that Anandavalli it is explained, Brahman as Jiva. Not that the absolutely Brahman is Jiva. No. Okay. So in that discussion, finally, we are seeing that there is a difference between the Jiva and Ishvara. Both Jiva and Ishvara have a difference. We are using Jiva, knowledge about the Jiva. We are using knowledge about the Jiva to know about Ishvara. So that means there are two things. Yes, Dvaitam is there or not? Dvaitam means two. So from the Anandavalli's explanation, from the Anandavalli, So what is established? The difference between Jiva and Ishvara is established or not? Huh? And also there are so many other references to show the difference between Jiva and Ishvara. What are those? Jivas iha brahmano jivetara pratipadana tayoh advaitam na abhimatam. That means in that discussion, what we are understanding? Finally, Purvapakshi said that Brahman is Jiva, but we said that Brahman is Ishvara. And also we explained, while refuting the Purvapakshi, we said Jiva and Ishvara both are different. Sun and sun particles are different or not? Sun particle is equal to sun. Then if you touch the sun particle also, you should be burning completely, burned out into ashes. Is it happening? No, na. So sun particle is different from the sun or not? Difference is there. Difference is there in the quantity of the light, in the quantity of the heat. So that's why sun particle is different from the sun rays, is different from the sun. That means from our explanation and from our understanding, Dvaitam, difference between the Ishvara and Jiva is clearly established. Note this point. Okay, Dvaitam is established. But our opponent, some opponents, so one of our opponent, one among our opponents, so says that Ishvara and Jiva are one. And but that is not the real understanding of Upanishads. Okay. So this point we brought into the discussion. This point we brought into the discussion. That means from our answer, Purvapakshi can raise, how can you say Jiva is different from the Ishvara? So then you have to, then that's Adhikarana is raising now. We should now tell about who is really Ishvara properly. And so to establish our point, Jiva is different from the Ishvara, what do you have to say? You have to define Ishvara properly. So that we are going to do. Shastra Yonitvadikaranam. So that means our explanation is what Jiva is different from the Ishvara. But Purvapakshi's point is what Jiva Ishvara are Advaitavadis. They say Advaitam Abhimatam. Tesham Advaitam Abhimatam. Their opinion is Advaitam. But our opinion is Dvaitam. Dvaitam. Difference. And we have so many other references also. Veda Vyapadeshat. This is also from Brahma Sutra. Veda Vyapadeshat. So what is taught? Difference is taught. Difference of what? Jiva Ishvara Veda. Difference between the Jiva Ishvara is taught. By what? So Veda, which sutra is telling? Veda Vyapadeshat. This sutra is saying difference between the Jiva and Ishvara. Mukte Muktopasrupya Vyapadeshat. Next, Akasha Akashordantarat Bhogamatra Samya Lingacha. There are these so many other, various sutras which are establishing the difference between the Jiva and Ishvara. So let us discuss now Jiva Ishvara Veda. So not Jiva Ishvara Veda. So we'll be starting the new Adhikarana. So to define the Ishvara so that the difference is clearly established. Difference between Jiva and Ishvara can be established. Before knowing this, today I will make you all to understand about the Tatparya Lingas. Tatparya Lingas, because this Adhikarana is starting with the Tatparya Lingas. First of all, we should know the Tatparya Lingas. Tatparya Lingas are very important. So first of all, what is the use of Tatparya Lingas? So to decide the Tatparya of any scripture or any prasanga, if you take any context, if you take or any section, if you take, not context, any section, if you take, if you want to know the conclusion, you have certain techniques to know the conclusion of that section. So what are those? There are 6 kinds of the Tatparya Lingas are there. Upakramopasamhara abhyaso purvata phalam arthavadhopapatti cha lingam tatparya nirnaye. So you can see in our Vasu's book. So it is English translation is done. English translation is done here, is written here. What is that? Upakrama upasamhara. Upakrama means beginning. Upasamhara means conclusion. So ending. So upakrama and upasamhara. So upakrama upasamhara, abhyasa, apurvata, phalam, arthavada, upapatti. Total 6. You should take upakrama upasamhara as one linga only. Generally, people do the mistake. Upakrama upasamhara as 2 lingas they take, but no. Upakrama upasamhara are the one linga together. So what is this upakrama upasamhara? Upakrama upasamhara is beginning and ending of any section or any essay. For example, if you are writing an essay, so what you will be doing? You will be starting your essay with the forward, that means not forward, with the beginning lines. So in that beginning lines, whatever you are going to explain in this section, in this essay, that you will write in a simple lines, in simple words, 1 or 2 lines you will write. So and so essay I am going to write about this topic I am going to discuss. That means whatever you want to explain in that essay, that thing about that thing within 2 words, within few words, you will be writing at the beginning of the essay. So beginning is known as upasamhara, upakrama. And after finally, establishing that, very detailedly discussing, or otherwise discussing about that in the whole body of that essay, then finally what you will be writing the few lines, maybe 1 or 2 lines. So it will be, in the so and so essay I discussed about this. Whatever you wrote in the upakrama, the same thing you'll be writing in the upasamhara also. At the upasamhara means ending. So that's why anytime, for any book or any section or anything, upakrama and upasamhara always matches. Yes or no? So that's why upakrama and upasamhara. If you see, for the example, Bhagavatam. Bhagavad is a book. Bhagavad is starting with what? Janmadhyasyato anvayaditarataschaddveshvabhignaswarat tene brahmahridayadi kavaya muhyanti aswarya. So this is Satyam Param Dhimahi Dhamna Svena Nirasta Kuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi. So it is starting with Gayatri Mantra. Bhagavatam is starting with Gayatri Mantra. And Bhagavatam is also ending with Gayatri Mantra. Yes or no? Bhagavad is also ending with Gayatri Mantra. So that means total Bhagavatam is the explanation about or expansion of Gayatri Mantra. Yes or no? Bhagavad is telling about whom? Gayatri Bhashya Rupasau. Gayatri Bhashya Rupasau. Purana, it is said or not? In Puranas.
Yes, Prabhu.
Tattva Sundara sab bhul gaye actually.
From Garuda Purana.
In Tattva Sundara
Arthavayam
explain.
Brahma Sutranam.
Bolo.
Bharatartha Vinirmaya. Gayatri Bhashya Rupa Asau. Vedartha Paribrahmikita.
Gayatri Bhashya Rupo Asau. Srimad Bhagavatam is a natural commentary, is a commentary on Gayatri Mantra. Mataji, I expected actually.
Sorry, I was looking at the last shloka of Srimad Bhagavatam. I was asking me what's the last. So the last shloka is the ending of a Gayatri Mantra?
Tirumala, what is the number of last shloka number? Dhimahi word will come. Rukmini Krishna Prabhu, tell me. I forgot the number.
Well, 1323 is showing last.
Can you search Dhimahi word in the 12th canto? If you have folio.
Dhimahi. Okay, 1 second.
I think maybe in the 12th chapter or.
The last is 12, 13, 23, which is Nama Sankirtanam Yasya.
That is not the ending of Bhagavatam.
It is 19th verses ending with Dhimahi, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
19.
19th verse in 12th chapter.
13 chapter.
13th chapter, Prabhu.
13th. Yes. This is the ending actually. Kasmayena vibhashitoyam tulo gnana pradipah pura tadrupena cha naradaya munaye krishnaya tadrupena yogindraya tad atmanatha bhagavad rathaya karunyas tat shuddham vimalam vishokam amrutam satyam param dhimahi. This is the ending sloka actually. Okay. Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranashanam. This is not there. In our Acharya's commentary, nobody did comment on this. I don't know this sloka is there or not in the Bhagavatam. Okay. Anyway, this is the Dhimahi word 19th. So in the Tattva Sandarbha, Jiva Goswami. So consider this is the last sloka. So Jiva Goswami's Tattva Sandarbha is the Pramana. To consider this as a last sloka. Okay. Please, you also follow and consider that. If you want to do more research, then make a critical edition for Bhagavatam. Critical edition. Who wants to do a research on that? I want students. Do the critical edition and produce. Do good. Okay. So Dhimahi word is there in the beginning and also Dhimahi word is there at the ending. Both are referring the same thing, that is Gayatri Mantra. So beginning and ending is Gayatri Mantra, and in between what is there? In between also about Gayatri Mantra only, na? That means whole Bhagavatam is what? Is the commentary on the Gayatri Mantra. That's why, so Gayatri Bhashya Ruposau. Asau Gayatri Bhashya Rupaha. This is commentary on the Gayatri Mantra. So like that. So we are concluding. Gayatri Mantra is what? Gayatri Mantra is the Bija Mantra, is the beginning of the, is the origin, not beginning, is the origin of all the mantras. So that means Gayatri Mantra is the origin, is the essence of all the Vedas. So that's why Bhagavatam is the essence of all the, since it is the Bhashya Rupa of the Gayatri Mantra. So that's why Srimad Bhagavatam is the essence of, or the summary of, or the origin of everything. Whatever origin, that is only the essence also. Okay. this is just one example I gave to explain the upakrama and upasamhara. So just I shared a file in a link. Actually, can you see? So there is little, that means according to my understanding, some little corrections are there. So you can see upakrama, upasamhara. What is written in that English? Introduction and conclusion. You all opened that link or not? Vichar Sagara.
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji,
we
I have opened
opened
it.
it.
Do you want me to read it?
No problem. I will read actually.
Okay.
Because some corrections, if needed, then I will do.
Yes.
Yeah, everyone opened. Yes. I sent a link I shared in our group in the last class. 1 week back it is there. Upakrama upasamhara means introduction and conclusion. Just as any good essay clearly states its tatparya. Tatparya means conclusion or essence. Tatparya. In its introduction. Tatparya lingas. That means tatparya lingas means linga means what? Indicator. Tatparya linga means indicator of tatparya. So that means these 6 are the indicators of tatparya. Upakrama upasamhara is also one indicator of tatparya. How upakrama upasamhara can become indicator of tatparya? That is being explained here. So upakrama means what? Introduction. If you write any essay, any good essay, not the your essay, my essay or your essay, good essay. Maybe you write the wrong essay and you are asking, not possible. If you write a good essay, just as any good essay clearly states its tatparya. That means total essay's tatparya. Tatparya means essence or conclusion. So the tatparya, keep tatparya as tatparya only. Tatparya is conclusion. So that's why, just as an essay, good essay states its tatparya in its introduction and also in conclusion and in its conclusion. That means essay is there, beginning is there, and ending is there. So beginning and ending contains conclusion. Tatparya. So the statements at the beginning and end of the section of Upanishad indicates its tatparya. For example, the teaching in Chandogya Upanishad begins with Sadaiva Somyedamagra Asit Evam Asit Ekam Eva Dvitiyam and ends with Ai Tadatmyam Idam Sarvam Tat Satyam Sa Atma. Similarly, in Upanishads also, if you take any section, so beginning of that section is the Upakrama, ending of that section is known as Upasamhara. So by examining Upakrama and Upasamhara, you can get the tatparya of that section. Example I have given Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is total one is book or one section you take. Beginning is Janmadhyasya Gayatri Mantra, ending is also Gayatri Mantra. So that means what is the tatparya of total Bhagavatam? Is nothing but the Gayatri Mantra, explanation about the Gayatri Mantra. So this is from the tatparya lingas, you came to know that Srimad Bhagavatam tatparya is Gayatri Mantra, explanation of Gayatri Mantra. That same thing you are seeing in the Garuda Purana also. Garuda Purana is saying Gayatri Bhashya Rupa. So what Garuda Purana is saying about Bhagavatam? This Bhagavatam is the commentary on the Gayatri Mantra. So that's why whatever you derived through Tatparya Lingas, that is matching with the opinion of Garuda Purana about Srimad Bhagavatam also. Okay. Upakram, Upsamhar are functioning or not? Functioning.
Functioning.
Yes, functioning. Ramchandra, why you come late every time in all the classes? I'm just asking, maybe it's our time or what?
Yeah, Prabhu, like something like my family has some issue. I need to talk to them over the phone, so I was busy with them actually.
Acha, theek hai. No problem. So Chandogya Upanishad leave that example. Take the example of Bhagavatam example. We go to the next linga. Next linga is what? Linga means indicator. Next indicator for Tatparya is Abhyasaha. What is that? Abhyasaha.
Repetition.
Repetition. Even in informal conversation, the Tatparya of speaker is indicated by its repetition. If someone is speaking speaking or writing any essay or any book, so what thing can be repeated again and again in that? About whom he wants to tell. So that is only repeated na in that. So that means repetition also is one of the indicators of the so Tatparya. Okay, is very convincing or not? A repeated thing can be normally is a indicator. Is repeated thing can be the Tatparya of that speech or that writing or that essay or otherwise that book. So that's a repetition you can use as an indicator for Tatparya. Yes or no? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Example is what he gave. For example, if a child wants to convey that he wants something, he will repeat it several times until he gets it. Mummy chocolate, mummy chocolate, mummy chocolate. From the beginning, coming out from house and going back, he'll be whatever he wants. So he'll be repeating again and again. So that means his conclusion is that only chocolate, getting chocolate. So just example is given. So in the book, again and again, whatever is repeated, that can be conclusion, that can be the Tatparya of that book. In the whole book of Srimad Bhagavatam, what is repeated? What is repeated again and again? What is repeated?
Well, Lord Krishna.
Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam.
वो तो एक ही बार आया भाई. It came for only one time.
In Srila Prabhupada's purport, or you mean in translation?
What is repeated? Bhakti. Bhakti is repeated. Itana bar repeat ki baap re. If you see the conversation between Sukadeva Goswami and Sanak, if you see the conversation between Narad Muni and the Vyasdev, if you see the conversation between the Bhishmadev and the Yudhishthira Maharaj and Kunti Maharani and the Krishna and the Pandavas, Arjuna and the Krishna, in the first canto itself, everywhere. Even speaker is also telling about Ananya Bhakti, and also the person who is questioning, the listener is also always asking about Bhakti. So in the Bhakti Sandarbha, you might have seen all these 80 to 90 anuchedas are just discussing in every canto. So each listener and so speaker both are so dealing the bhakti only. So that's why the conclusion, the tatparya of Srimad Bhagavatam is what? Ananya Bhakti. Bhakti means bhakti, purely bhakti, means Ananya Bhakti. Milk means milk. Milk means half milk and half water. You can say milk, no, no. Like rice means rice only, na. Half wheat and half rice, you will mix and then this is rice. No, no. So similarly, bhakti means Ananya Bhakti. You should understand. So devotee means whoever is doing Ananya Bhakti, he is only devotee. Whoever is not doing the Ananya Bhakti, we should not call ourselves as, at least ourselves, should not call as I am a devotee. Maybe others call, they call, so let them, because they don't want to offend us, so that's why they are calling, and it's fine. But we should not call ourselves as a devotee, until unless we are not doing Ananya Bhakti. That is definition of Rupa Goswami. So whoever is doing Bhakti, so they are known as, pure Ananya Bhakti, they are only the devotees. But mercifully, our Lord is saying others also devotee. But really, anyway. So that's another discussion. So anything is repeated in that, so that thing can be the tatparya. So that's why repetition can be an indicator. Okay, next linga. Chalo, next linga. What is the next linga?
Abhyasa,
Apurvata.
repetition.
Repetition is over. Next one is
Purvata.
apurvata. Apurvata. Abhyaso purvata. What is apurvata? Most statements are made in order to convey something original, which was not known before the statement was made. This especially true of statements of Veda, which must convey something original in order to be considered a pramana. Therefore, the tatparya of any statement of Upanishad must be something original, something that can be known without Upanishad. Cannot without Upanishad. That can be something that can be known without Upanishad. Cannot be tatparya of Upanishad. What do you understood? कुछ आया? English तो आता है सबको. Everyone knows English. You all know English, then what is the problem? वो English मुझे भी ठीक से समझ नहीं आया. I don't know. What is apurvata? Apurvata.
Not known.
Yes, Prabhu Ramakrishna Babu. Yes,
Yeah.
you are always my helper.
No. Previously not known.
Which is not known before. Which is not known before reading. So that statement. You took a section. Okay. You want to know the tatparya of this section. In this section, there are various statements are there or not. And every statement is conveying about something. And about that something, you are not knowing before reading this line, this statement. So that means, that's why the thing which is known after reading of that statement only, that is known as apurvata. Then apurvata also an indicator to find the tatparya. Aya nahi aaya?
Yes, Prabhu, I can recollect when we came first towards Krishna consciousness. The first thing that we understand is that we are not the body, but we are the soul. This was not known to us previously. So in that connection, I would like Dehino Asmin Yatha Dehe was not known previously. So only it is after hearing it, we understand it.
Yeah. For example, yeah, Jivatma is not body, is soul. I am not body, I am the soul. This we don't know. So, but if you take the second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, so you don't know. So this information, that means Jivatma is not body. Jivatma means soul. And Jivatma cannot be so burnt. Jivatma cannot be so cut. Jivatma cannot be dried. Jivatma cannot be wet. So these are all. So means knowledge about the self. These all you don't know. So before reading those slokas. So that's why. So to that chapter. So that means knowledge about the soul can be the summary or the tatparya of that chapter. Yes or no? So that means apurvata can be. Apurvata can be an indicator for tatparya. You may ask then, Are Prabhu, so in that section, 2, 3 are like that apurvata. That means which are 2, 3 things are there which are not known before reading those statements. Then 2 are the conclusions, 2 are the tatparya. You may get this doubt or not. So then you go for the try to match with another linga also. Understand? Then you go and check with the repetition, abhyas. So if due to the apurvata, if you find the 2 things, to resolve that, you have another 5 lingas to examine. So that's those 2 things are also repeated again and again. So then you'll be going for upakram upasamhara. So that's it. Is there any conflict is there because of one linga? If you use one linga, then there is so multiple things are coming as tatparya. Then to resolve that, you have another 5 lingas are there. Okay. You understood this point, Apurvata? Kirtida Mataji.
I got it, Prabhuji. Very clear.
Explain what is Apurvata.
So that which has never been explained previously, we are only understanding it with the help of, when we read something, the example is given like the soul.
That statement, which
This
is
way.
there in that section.
In a section.
Your goal is what? Your goal is, there is a section. You want to find the tatparya of this section.
Oh, sorry. Okay. I thought you meant Apurvata. Yes. The initial goal is Tatparya for a section. So then we're going, we're trying to understand the beginning and the conclusion. And then we're doing the Abhyasa and Apurvata. So
these are the various indicators to find the tatparya of this section. How Upakram Upasamhara functions, we understood.
Yes.
How Abhyasa can be used as an indicator for finding tatparya, also we understood.
Right.
Now we are understanding how to use Apurvata to find the tatparya. So Apurvata, how to use Apurvata, so we are trying to explain now Apurvata is also an indicator to find the tatparya of that section. So that is a point. Okay. Next thing is what? Ramchandra is okay. You have a question?
No, I was thinking like in the second canto for second chapter, like it's mentioned that Lord Brahma studied Vedas 3 times to come to the conclusion about that. Is that like we can say like he gone through these lingas like to really understand like, so there's mentioned 3 times study like is that related to this thing like?
3 times. How can you see the apurvata there?
Not apurvata. I'm saying like when we say if we want to understand, like it's mentioned that to understand the Vedas, he studied 3 times. So I'm just thinking about like is it basically because of that like because he came to the conclusion that about Krishna Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Okay, no problem. थोड़ा सा knowledge blur होगा इधर. Your point is blurring, not clear. Okay, no problem.
I'll explain it about.
Yeah. So we have seen these things in the Bhagavad Sandarbha. Actually, Bhagavad Sandarbha, they are, that means Bhagavatam. Also in the Bhakti Sandarbha, also we have seen. If you all remember this, if you want to see the, I forgot the Anucheda number in the Bhakti Sandarbha. Also, these 6 lingas are used to find Bhakti is the Tatparya. So using the 6 lingas, we established Bhakti is the Tatparya of Srimad Bhagavatam. After learning today all the 6 lingas, use the 6 lingas to establish Bhakti is the Tatparya of Srimad Bhagavatam. This assignment you should do. Use the 6 lingas to find Bhakti is Tatparya of Srimad Bhagavatam. Anyway, it is done by Jiva Goswami for all of you. You just go to that particular section and find it and get.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I could not hear you for the last 20 seconds. Can you please repeat it?
Yes, Prabhu.
I could not hear you for the last 20 seconds. Is it possible that you can repeat? You said that
Yeah,
we
I
have to
can
establish
Prabhu, yes.
something.
So what I am saying, on every three lingas we learned. So anyway, other three lingas also we'll discuss. What I want to say, use these 6 lingas to find Bhakti as Tatparya of Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay. Next one is Apurvata, you understood all of you. So that means which is not known without help of that statement in that section. Then the thing, whatever is conveyed, that means whatever is not known, that can be that is known as Apurvam. So that's a Apurvata. That Apurvam thing can be the Tatparya. So that's why Apurvata is an indicator for Tatparya. Yes? Next one is what? Phalam. Apurvata, phalam. Phala. Phala means consequence. No, phalam means fruit. Result. Fruit. Since the Veda is a mean for achieving various desirable ends, Tatparya of Upanishad should have some desirable consequence. Means here result. You should take that meaning actually. Phalam means result. That means in that section, so maybe so something is explained in that section, something is explained which is the result of, so result of everything. maybe in that section, so various sadhanas are explained and their result. So then the result, a result of that sadhana can be the tatparya. That result can be the tatparya. So that's why phalam can be can also be an indicator to find the tatparya. Like for example, in the Bhagavatam, everywhere you are so seeing that bhakti is abhideya and also bhakti is phalam. Prema bhakti is the phalam. So that's why prema, that is also bhakti. That's bhakti is also phalam. So that means phalam can be, it's not that the so it can be actually. Phalam must be only the tatparya, you cannot say. Phalam can be the. So that means in that book, maybe some procedure is explained. And that procedure is leading to some result. That's why the result can be the conclusion of that book. In that book, procedure is various procedures are explained. Ultimately, those procedures leading to so result, and that result can be the tatparya, of that book. So you can see there a statement without desirable consequences cannot be a tatparya of Upanishad. So the consequence of understanding the identity of Jiva and Ishvara is moksha, which is the most desirable end. That means, so then if there are the 3-4 results are there, but what is most desirable? So that can be the ultimate most desirable one will be there. So that can be the conclusion. That can be the tatparya. That can be the tatparya of that section. So that's a result also one of the indicator. So to know the tatparyam. Okay, next. Next one is what? Arthavada. You can see our Vasu's book also. He is also writing in that Arthavada. Sloka is given, he only gave. Page number 26. Arthavadopapattischa lingam tatparyam nirnaye. Okay. What is Arthavada? Arthavada means glorification. Glorification. You should take here Arthavada as glorification. In that section, that means you should always start with section. In that section of the Upanishad, so what is glorified? The one which is glorified again and again. That can be the tatparya. So that's why glorification can be or promotion or whatever is promoted or whatever is glorified. So that can be the tatparyam. So that's why glorified thing can be the tatparyam, and glorification is an indicator of tatparya. समझ में आया नहीं आया? Understood? जा रहे हैं अंदर? नहीं गया? ओके, रुक्मिणी मोहन प्रभु का अंदर नहीं, क्या नहीं गया बोलिए? What did you get? थोड़ा सा ड्राई रहता है.
Can you repeat the last part again?
Arthavada, you want or otherwise follow?
Yeah, Arthavada. No, Arthvada.
Arthavada means not the Arthavada, we took the holy name. Not that. Arthavada means promotion. Most promoted thing can be the Tatparyam. Simple. Highly promoted thing can be the Tatparyam of that. In whole Bhagavatam, what is promoted again and again?
Bhakti is promoted.
So that means here you may think that Abhyasa, but it's not Abhyasa. That means the highly promoted. So maybe some things are also said. That means Karma Mishra Bhakti also said. It is also promoted. But what is promoted? That means after getting this, then nothing is there to get. And this is so great. So, like maybe in the book, Swarga is also promoted. Oh, life of Swarga is so nice. You are having the better life than this earth planet. But if you go to the bhakti, so it is glorified like such a way. Nacha sarvabhaumam, na sarvabhaumam, what is that? Na sarvabhaumam, na parameshtyam. So it means bhakti pleasure is so magnanimous. And in front of that, everything is insignificant. So like this, it is very much glorified, promoted. So whatever is promoted such a way highly, that can be the Tatparyam. So that's why promotion can be the indicator for Tatparya. Is it clear? Okay, Prabhu? Till now, okay, everyone? So next one. Yeah. Let's go to the next one, final one. So what is the final one? Upapatti. Upapatti. थोड़ा सा ड्राई लगता है एक्चुअली थोड़ा वेदांत क्लास.
No, Prabhuji, when you give example, it's interesting, or diagram or whatever.
डायग्राम बनाऊं.
No, isme nahi. This examples are good. Next, upapatti. Upapatti is substantiation. So the whatever thing is substantiated, the thing which is substantiated, the one which is substantiated is Tatparya actually. Tatparya of a statement is often followed by substantiation of that Tatparya. Statements of substantiation all reinforce the same Tatparya. For example, if a child wants to convey that he wants something, he will offer substantiation for why he needs it, how it could be acquired for him. Therefore, statements of substantiation can be considered as indicators of Tatparya. Substantiation means, so the thing which is substantiated means established. The thing which is established. For establishing, you will be using some statements. Yes, in that section, there are some statements are used to
substantiate something. So that means all these statements which are substantiating, which are those statements which are substantiating something. So that something, whatever is substantiated by these lines, is the tatparya. So that's why substantiating sentences can be the indicators, can be indicator to indicate the tatparya.
Prabhu, in this
Yeah.
case, can we take this sloka from Bhagavatam, Akama Sarva Kama Va Moksha Kama Udaradi, Tivrena Bhakti Yogena Ajeta Purusham Param, which is substantiating the essence?
1 second, कहाँ है मेरा भक्ति संदर्भ? Want example Upakrama Upasamhara. He didn't discuss much in the Upakrama Upasamhara. 198.
For Upkrama Upsamhara, I remember the example from teachings of Sukdev Goswami from 2nd Canto, chapter 1 and 2.
You want to, for example, from the Bhagavatam. So I will give you a valid, authentic one. For the Upapatti, and here. Anucheda number 114, Bhakti Sandarbha. Bhakti Sandarbha Anucheda number 114. So there, so few are given, or otherwise it is also explained in the 104 Anucheda of Paramatma Sandarbha. अभ्यासेनोदाहरणं पूर्वदर्शितम् अदर्शितं च अनेकविधमेव अपूर्वता फलेन च दर्शितं श्रीव्यास प्रशंसा लक्षणेन अर्थवादेन च अभ्यासवद् बहुविध एव तत्र अस्ति उपपत्त्या च भयं द्वितीयाभिनिवेशितः स्यात्. This is the upapatti. In the Bhagavatam, in Bhagavatam, you want to say bhakti is the tatparya. So what is the upapatti statement? What is upapatti statement? Upapatti means what I said. Substantiating statements. Those lines are substantiating statements. That means those lines establish something or prove something. That's why proving statements are substantiating statements. They substantiate something. So what example for substantiating statement in the Bhagavatam is what? Bhayam dvitiyabhiniveshita syat ishadapetasya viparyayo smritihi. Yes. So this statement, tanmayato buddha abhajetam bhaktyekayesham gurudeva tatma. This is the one of the statement for the upapatti. First of all, this statement is a substantial statement or not? it's substantiating something or not. Bhayam Ditiyabhiniveshta, you all read this 11 to 37. 11th canto, 2nd chapter, 37 sloka. This sloka is substantiating something or not? What is the meaning of substantiation?
Providing a support.
Support, or else, what is the right meaning of substantiating means what?
It is actually justifying the position, Prabhu. It's clearly
Justifying. Yeah. Justifying or otherwise establishing.
Reinforce tatparya.
Establishing. Or otherwise, that means something is there. Substantiation can be done many ways. Some problem is there, and for solving that problem, so this is only the useful. So like that, if you define that thing, that means you want to say about X. If you want to, 1 second.
Also, the dictionary says that it is evidence or sufficient to establish a thing as true, valid, or real proof.
Anything. Can you read once again, second line?
It is evidence or a sufficient to establish a thing as true, valid, or real proof. That is
That means substantial statement means those are the statements which are proving something. Yes.
Validate.
Proving or validating. Yes.
In our case, it's something that reinforce tatparya.
So this is the section. That means section means it is having the various statements. Statement 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like this, various statements are there in this section. This section of Upanishad, or anything you can take, not only Upanishad. In this section, various statements are there. Okay. So for example, take statement number 5 and 6. These two statements are proving. Are proving something. So these statements can be many types. Some they just define, some they just describe, or otherwise some they just repeat, some they just are supporting, they are just supporting, like that. Statements can be many types or not. So now these two statements, what they are substantiating or proving. Substantiating or proving, you can say anything, or proving something. So then those statements are known as substantiating statements. These two statements are known as these two statements are proving or substantiating something. So that's why these two statements are known as what? Substantiating statements. Those are known as substantiating statements. So what is substantiated here? This is substantiated. This something is nothing but substantiated one. So that's why this is tatparya. This is tatparya. That means, so that's why if you want to find tatparyam, what you should do? You find the first substantiating statements, and whatever is the thing, which thing is substantiated by those two statements, that is known as tatparyam. So that's why substantiating statements can be useful to find the tatparyam. Is it clear? Is clear, Prabhu? Ramakrishna Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji, it's pretty clear. You explained it clearly.
So you can read now this upapatti. The tatparya of a statement is often followed by substantiation of that tatparya. Come here, actually. Statements of substantiation all reinforce the same tatparya. For example, if a child wants to convey that he wants something, so he will offer substantiation. तो उनको चाहिए फुटबॉल खरीदना चाहते हैं, तो वो बार बार क्या बोलते हैं? तो मम्मी तो बहुत अच्छा से स्वास्थ्य रखने के लिए खेलना चाहिए, सो खेलने के लिए मम्मी सो फुटबॉल चाहिए, ये बोलेगा. और इसके बाद मम्मी हम लोग जीवन में आनंद रहने के लिए तो खेलना चाहिए, खेलने के लिए फुटबॉल चाहिए. तो मम्मी इस मार्केट में सबसे सस्ता मिलता है, तो सबसे सस्ता और बेस्ट चीज और बाकी सब बेकार चीज है, वो फुटबॉल है. He will always substantiate something. He will be using so many methods to substantiate something. So that's why the substantiating statements so are concluding into what? So that is tatparya. So that's why substantiating statements can be an indicator. Those can be indicators to find the tatparya. So now for bhakti, so for saying bhakti as tatparya to the Srimad Bhagavatam through the upapatti, what example we should take? What example we should take? That is said by the Acharya, Srila Jiva Goswami. What he said? Bhayam ditiya viniveshita syat. So what is the meaning of this sloka? Babu, so you are always away from the Krishna, and because of this, you are now trapped by the Maya, and you forgot yourself as soul, and now you are understanding yourself as body, and that's why you are entering into the dualities, and that's why you are getting the fear. So that's why now, if you want to become fearless, then you have to come out from the Maya. For that, you have to you should surrender, or you should worship the Ishvara. So here, what story is made? That means what that Navayogis, one among the Navayogis, what he's saying, what he's substantiating. Like mummy, so to good health, So we need to play. So for playing, we need football. So what is substantiated there? Football is substantiated. Similarly here, what is substantiated here? So Ishvara's worship. जा रहा है या नहीं? Tanmaya ato Buddha abhajetam. That's why intelligent that in that sloka, what he said, if you see the translation of that sloka, so that's the intellectual person to be away from to remove his fear. What he does, he will be doing the abhajetam. He worships the Ishvara with ekaya bhaktya. That means with ananya bhakti. So that's why ananya bhakti is established. This statement is उपपत्ति statement, substantiating statement. समझ में आया? रामचंद्र प्रभु नहीं आया?
No, Prabhu got it. Establishing.
So now you all saw 6. Go to Srimad Bhagavatam. So first of all, page number Anucheda number 114. I said 14.
Bhakti Sandarbha 114 and Paramatma Sandarbha 104.
So refer those Anuchedas and try to understand how these 6 lingas are used to establish bhakti as tatparya. This is assignment. If you do assignment, you will learn nicely. If you come as it is, Bhagavad Gita as it is, like that, students as it is, without preparing anything. No, if you come as it is, I am happy, but you are not coming with as it is also. You are losing and coming. Forgetting everything and coming fresh. So okay. Please try. You are all very elder people than me. So I am not in position to say anything, but just I request. So try to follow and use these lingas in your life again and again. We'll see tomorrow. So tomorrow, how to use these lingas, and also we'll enter into the Anucheda. Okay? And digest and get it. Yes, Siddharth Prabhu.
I heard that subject of each chapter of Vedanta decided according 5 topics: Pratigya, Hetu, Udaharana, Upanaya, Nigamana. So it's the same we discussed now.
No. Those are different. Pratigna, Hetu, Udaharana, so Upanayana, Nigamana. That's we are the 5 limbs of the Anumana Pramana.
5 limbs of Hanuman.
They are
But
different.
Nigamana, it's not same as Upapati, like statement, authoritative support.
Anumana Pramana can be a Upapatti, total Anumana. Total Anumana can be Upapatti. So through Anumana Pramana, you are using Pramana to establish something. So that's the total Anumanas. That means all these 5 together can be Upapatti.
5 together can be Upapati.
Yeah, that's a technique, na. Anumana is a technique, or otherwise a Pramana to find the Prama, valid knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why Anumana Pramana can be what? Upapatti. Okay.
This Upapati substantiation, it's not
total. The whole
it's-
procedure is known as Upapatti.
it should be some authoritative statement.
Some
Like
some substantiating statements, and so in that Anumana Pramana, so take some Pramana, and it is finally concluding that can be the that can be the Tatparya.
Mm-hmm.
Nigamana
So
can be the Tatparya. But those statements, that procedure, whatever is used, that is Upapatti.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let me think longer time.
Prabhuji,
Okay.
the 5 limbs of the Anumana Pramana is talking about the Upapatti, and its Tatparya, or the conclusion of that is establishing this fact. Is that how we should understand?
Yeah. So Anumana Pramana is having 5 limbs actually. Pratigna, Hetu, Udaharana, so Upanayana and Nigamana. So these 5 limbs together, all together, are known as Pramana. Actually, Pramana means Pramakaranam iti Pramanam. That means they are leading to some valid, that means some conclusion. These 5 will finally establish something. So that something is known as Tatparyam. And these 5 altogether are known as Upapatti. So that's why you can use in any number of statements in a section, any statements. So those statements are dealing to establish something. So then all these statements are known as substantiating statements. So whatever is established by all these statements is known as the Tatparyam. Okay. So that's why you have to examine. So to use Upapatti Lingam, you have to see the statements, nature of the statements. These statements are establishing something, are substantiating something. Yes, they are substantiating. So what is substantiated? Okay, they are substantiating this. So that is Tatparyam. That is the Tatparyam. And how can you say? Because they are substantiating. Okay, it's clear? Prabhu, don't get confused actually. That's exactly an entirely different subject matter. Unless you don't know very detailedly of that, you cannot mix here actually. So this is clear actually. So Upapatti can be used as an indicator. Can you understand this first? So that means substantiating statements are known as Upapatti, and the whatever thing is established by them is the Tatparya.
It should be some recitation of scripture.
Huh?
Upapatti should be some authoritative statement of scriptures.
Every statement is authoritative only, na? So in the Upanishad, every statement is authoritative only.
So it should be some verse.
Apart from that, that means now we are dealing with Upanishads. How can you say every statement is not authoritative? Every statement of Upanishad is authoritative only. That is not the definition of Upapatti. Becoming authoritative statement is not the definition of Upapatti. Upapatti means what? Those statements has to substantiate something. That means some substantiating activity should happen. I already explained. So you have this problem, and because of this reason you have this problem, and to come out from this problem, then you have to do this. So this is the way of substantiation. This is a way. So we followed. Okay. Okay. Any other questions? So thank you very much. So we'll meet tomorrow. Tomorrow is festival day. Shall we have class or not?
Prabhuji, can we postpone the class because I have congregation here
Yes.
on Ram Nama.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really will be festival.
Yeah, because evening only you celebrate now. Afternoon. After sunset.
Evening for us, Prabhuji.
Yes.
In our place, it's time for feast.
Oh, acha. Wow. Okay. Okay, so then we'll meet next week.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay, thank you very much.
Where
So maybe
you
daytime we
celebrate
can have Bhakti
Venusapam.
Vedanta class. If you are all free.
True.
Can we have? Ramakrishna Prabhu and Radharani Madhuri. Tirumala Swami. You
Wait,
can
Prabhuji,
finish that
tomorrow-
chapter.
Tomorrow at what time, Prabhuji? Same?
Acha.
Because that's
You
afternoon.
can have
time.
early morning. Early morning, sorry, early morning means maybe some 10 o'clock like that.
When is 8:30?
10 to 12
Okay,
like that. Just I will ask, I will check with the on-site students also.
okay, Prabhuji.
If they are fine, then I will send a message in the group.
Yeah, Prabhuji. 9:30 to 10 is fine. We can do that. Start.
9:30, 10 like that is okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Anyway, actually, I think you are also congregation leader, so might be you are busy. So, okay. Okay, Prabhu. Let us see. I will send the message. If I have, then I will be having the class early hours only. Not the too late, like afternoon. Okay, thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyasya patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta Kodi Vaishnava Bhakta ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So please do that assignment. So you try to understand and feel the meaning and see the examples given in the Sandarbhas, and so then come up with the good understanding. Okay. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, Ramcharan Prabhu is saying that he is now having copy of Paramatma. Okay, do with the Bhakti Sandarbha. Okay. Hare Krishna.